All right, so what's going on, guys? It's your boy and the Matrix. I'm back in front of the camera, and we're back talking about China. So, look, I've been doing some research, and according to the research I've been doing, uh, it looks like it looks like the future of gaming is going to be Chinese, as many things are. As many things are just becoming are just being dominated by China, like artificial intelligence and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? We can argue about that later. Some people are going to disagree, that's fine. But I mean, looking at the things that they're doing, the things that Americans are doing, you know. But, anyways, look, Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong really put China on the map for Western gaming industry. After the success of Black Myth Wukong and, showing that, uh, you know, developers from China can really make a really good fighting adventure game like God of War, right? After we saw that, and it sold like what, 20 million copies, probably more than that. Okay, probably more than 20 million copies. You know, um, After that, a lot of people started waking up. It's like, hey, like, this game doesn't have any of that DEI nonsense. So, and then the Chinese say, the American market really likes our stuff. So let's put more of our stuff out there. And a lot of the games, because there were other games that were announced before Black Myth Wukong, such as Phantom Blade Zero, that have not been released yet, but they were kind of like just testing them out. And there were games, right? There was just a lot of games from China that have never been released in America. And in the past couple of months, especially in 2024, we found out that China wants to start releasing more of their older games to the American market and see how they do, right? And on top of that, after the success of Black Myth Wukong, the Chinese government also wants to invest in the gaming industry. Gaming is just going to be the main source of entertainment in the future, because video games do way better than movies, way better than the music industry. 300 billion, it's going to be about 250 300 billion dollars per year that the gaming industry makes, as opposed to Hollywood and the music industry, which is about what, 30 to 20 30 billion dollars. It's a big difference, a big difference, right? So by the next 10 years, I figure, even after 2030, right, when we're supposed to be living in the future, right, I think that China, they're gonna be owning they're gonna be dominating the gaming industry. They're gonna be providing us with, you know, the best freaking games that we're going to be playing. I mean, I showed you guys Infinity Nikki. That game was absolutely beautiful and stunning. 12 million people downloaded that game, probably more by now. Big success. A lot of these Chinese companies, they're just making really high quality stuff, as opposed to, Western companies like Ubisoft and Riot Games. They're too busy trying to make your penis soft with ugly transgender characters. While China is bringing sexy back, and these Western companies, all these Western companies do is complain and hate on China, right? Everybody complains on China. But me, look, a long time ago, I learned that instead of hating on somebody, if somebody's doing way better than you, maybe you should try to learn from them. Maybe you should try to learn from them and stop hating so much. Okay, that's what I've learned. Okay, just gotta be humble. Take your ego, right? Take your ego, wrap it up in a little ball, throw that shit out the window, and learn. Really learn. I think it's like the American comic book industry, very arrogant, thinking that, oh, we're better. We don't need the Japanese. We don't need anime or manga. But it's anime and manga that are kicking your butt, bro. The American comic book industry, a lot of these artists in America, they got their ass beat by manga and anime, and they wonder why they failed after pushing all that nonsense for so many years, right? The best thing they could have done is learn from manga and why it's so successful. And that doesn't mean, hey, I'm gonna start putting on a whole bunch of speed lines on my, on my new comic book. No, maybe you could still use the same art style. Just learn a little bit more about storytelling and why Japanese manga do so well with storytelling. So look, here's a number of games that are coming out that are owned by China or made in the Chinese, made by Chinese developers in China and being marketed here in America. Marvel Rivals. Okay, Marvel Rivals developed by a Chinese company named NetEase. Which they take place in what? Hangzhou, China. I'm reading off of my little script here. Hangzhou, China. Marvel Rivals came out like a couple of months ago in 2024. I think, yeah, I don't know when it was gonna come out. It was late 2024, and everybody was hooked on it. It's been competing with Fortnite, I believe, and Overwatch. I think, right? It's been doing really, really well. But you would think it's American because the title Marvel Rivals, Marvel Comics, but no, it was produced by China. I guess they just decided to capitalize on the Marvel characters because it's an American intellectual property that everybody loves, right? But no, it's owned by China. Okay, I recently made a video about how a game that was bringing sexy female characters back to gaming, called Tides of Annihilation. Looks pretty cool. It looks like it's going to be awesome, right? Tides of Annihilation was produced by Elipse Glow Games, which resides in Chengdu, China. See where I'm going with this? There was another game that it was like the anime version of Grand Theft Auto, right? It's called Anata. Anata Grand Theft Auto. It's like a Grand Theft Auto anime type of game. And it was produced also by NetEase in Hangzhou, China. Let's not forget Infinity Nikki, also produced by the Chinese. And then as well as Phantom Blade Zero, Where the Wind Meets, and Fallen Feathers. There's just a lot of titles that are going to be coming 2025 and beyond that are all Chinese made, and they look better than American games. They look like they play better than American games. The characters are absolutely beautiful and stunning, better looking than American lead characters. And the story looks much better. Now, one of the things that I think Chinese people are not very good at is the storytelling. And I see this with Chinese anime. In some Chinese movies, it's like the story tends to be a little... It's missing something. They're not the best at storytelling. However, aside from that, everything else is absolutely stunning. The character design, the world building, the gameplay in many of these games that are coming. And I'm going to play some of these games here on my channel. And, just to show you guys that, the gaming industry belongs to China. And look, there's other things that China has done, like, building train systems in cities that look so futuristic and they look like it's so much better than the American transportation and Western transportation. In China, if you go to what's the name of the city? Chengdu? Shit, I forgot. There's cities in China where like the train system, the technology, how the cities are built are just absolutely just fascinating and fascinating. The ingenuity, right? The engineering in China is absolutely just fantastic. It's from another world. I dare say it looks like it's from another world. And there's cities that look like better than New York City. New York City is pretty much trash at this point compared to a lot of the cities built in China. But I'm gonna leave it there, man. These AAA games that China is producing, they're gonna make Ubisoft and Riot Games and all these other companies look like they're immature children trying to play with adults. Make sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Everybody, it's your boy Andy Matrix. I'll see you next time. Godspeed.